Hello, and welcome to another League Night. This is Christopher.
And Roy.
Thank you very much for everyone who has been liking and subscribing. This week, we're going to be talking about the new release, the new rotation, and how we did on our sealed events yesterday. It's time of recording, so I'm have a lot of fun things to talk about. But first, I have not gotten my boxes yet, and I have a feeling that other people are waiting for their arrivals. There's been a lot of interesting happenings as far as product availability. Roy, have you heard about the prices right now for MSRP for booster boxes?
Let's take a look actually, because it's been going up and down recently though. But the last
Oh,
posting,
absolutely.
yeah, the last posting I saw was actually 190.
Yeah, 190. That is crazy. I remember back in early sets with Inklings, and you could get a box for $30. And I was like, man, that's constantly worried that, oh no, this game's not going to survive. Now it's really starting to pick up. I saw it go up to 200, 250. Not break 300 yet. I've not seen that one, but I'm glad it's at least gone to a more reasonable price at 190.
Yeah, but the best thing about these releases, especially when people start breaking boxes, is that singles prices have gone down dramatically. For
Yes.
example, Mushu has been posting at about 30, 35 though, and he's right back down to where 6, 7, which is fine at that level.
Not bad at all. Hopefully that some other prices. I'm hoping to pick up a nice set of toys for my toy deck. So maybe getting the Buzz and boost team up card would be really good at a reasonable price. Would be really nice. Have you heard about what happened in Paris?
No, I mean, I've saw a couple videos here and there though, but do you got the specifics on it?
Supposedly there was such a long line for poachers, and they picked up the new princess set and got every single product out of there. They had to stop the line just because they ran out so quickly. And then they turned around and put the product up for sale for hundreds of dollars. I think I saw one up to $2,300, so 2,300. It's crazy.
You got to be joking me. Really?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was very shocked to hear that. I know that other releases, London security had to be called at one point because the line was getting very chaotic. I did not hear anything from Disney World or Disneyland though.
Jeez,
How do you
man.
feel about the chaos for those type of specialty items?
Well, I'm of two minds when it comes to stuff like this, though. I mean, on one hand, I'm really happy that people are excited for this product. On top of that, though, but I think a lot of people share my sentiment, though. I despise scalpers. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would go in and buy a product though, just to flip it and basically make everybody else feel miserable just buying it though. Like,
I remember you talking about how you actually like some of the design choice by Ravensburger.
yes, but specifically, I was referring to their announcement of the collector's boosters, though. So my philosophy behind this, though, because I've seen this in Magic, collector's boosters are basically going to separate the collectors slash, high flyers as compared to people playing the game, though. Unfortunately, this is the nature of the beast, though. You need people to actually buy into the hobby in order to make it more popular, and the players need to play the cards at these tournaments so they can post winnings and basically state, "Oh, this card is great because of this," and then the holographic version of that or whatever version that they decide to come out with, like full arts or anything like that, rise up in value. So,
Yeah, and that's pretty much what this princess product was. It was just a set of art rares with a special collector box, and I mean, while like sure some of these princesses are going for, I think there's a Cinderella that came out with Whispers of the Well that's still like $30 a head, but not the crazy high prices that the entire box set's going for the sealed. And as you were mentioning about with the collector sets, it is nice the fact that if scalpers were going to go after the exciting thing, at least they're going after something that's not stopping other people from being able to play the game.
yeah,
Some of these princesses that are in the set, they're from previous editions, but some of them are very popular, and I don't think any one of them are in rotation except for unless they've come back with Fable. So they're still easily accessible for players, but at the same time, it's something that for someone who wants to include one for an Infinity deck or one of their other decks would be able to be really interested in being able to get one of these cards for at least their collection, or again, if they want to play with it.
Yeah, I agree though. I'm looking at these cards though. They look really good though. So let me list them out for you. So Ariel, Spectacular Singer, that's the singer 5-3-2-3. When you play his character, look at the top four cards of your deck. You may reveal a song card though. Pretty much a staple in the Amber Steel Infinity deck actually. Pretty good for searching it out. Then we got Elsa Trusted Sister, 2/3, one quest, two CMC. Whenever this character quests, if you have a character name on him, play, gain one lore. So there's that synergy. Jasmine Royal Seafarer. I think that's from the pirate set. What's the pirate set called again?
Oh, Azurite Sea,
Yeah,
yeah,
Azrai
no,
Sea. Yeah, so let's see. It's a 2/3. When it comes into play, exert chosen damage character or chosen opposing character gains reckless during their turn, though. Okay. And we got Mulan Elite Archer, which is a shift 5/2/6. Two quests, straight shooter.
classic character.
Yeah, I love it. When you play this character, if you use shift, she gets +3/+0 this turn. And then triple shot during your turn when this character deals damage to another character in a challenge, deal the same amount up to two other chosen characters, though. AoE.
Er,
I saw you running this card actually. It's pretty sweet.
yeah, early anti-dog tech. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really really good. You don't even need the shift part because you can use it to boost it up with a lot of different red items and tools just to give it extra attack.
Yeah. And the next one is Anna Trusting Sister. So this is Anna to the Elsa when it comes into play. If you have Elsa in play, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down exerted. So that's ramp. And then Big Tinkerbell, Giant Fairy. Shift 4. Deals 1 damage to each opposing character when it comes into play, and whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen opposing character. 4/5
I
steal.
personally think it's a hilarious concept with it. The original artwork with the Tinkerbell picking up that pirate ship and
Uh,
giving it a talking to is it is a amazing card, and the artwork here is again it fits kind of the theme for it, but I think they just did it. They just knocked that card out of the park the first time they produced it, and it's back in rotation due to Fable, but it's just a fun card all around. So $99, $100 for all those cards. So and you can only get it from Disneyland.
yeah.
Comes with a really really nice display box. Yeah, I don't mind the fact that okay, you know what? If scalpers want to fight over this tooth and nail, I agree with you. It's nice that like D23 cards. Those are very subject to scalping and very popular, but they're even harder to get because you have to have a D23 ticket. And now this one, well, at least you can go to Disney World, pick one up. Same thing with the limited edition mats, the Winnie the Pooh foil mat, but that's fine. There's regular Winnie the Pooh mats that are a little bit more accessible. There's other ways that you can still get some of this content. Maybe not the exact artwork you want, but some of the baseline artwork.
Yeah, looking at eBay right now, it's posted in between $450 and $500 right now. So I don't know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like almost $100 a card at this point.
Well, maybe the scalpers will get burned as people say, "I want this, but I can wait for the price to come back down," and just wait for the scalpers to start getting desperate and say, "All right, well, we need to get rid of unload this somehow." So that'll be nice for them to get their own comeuppance.
I agree. I can't wait for the post.
Yeah, be wonderful. I know that we talked earlier, and you're getting one box. I've got a couple of other boxes. And how many additional things are you planning on purchasing?
At this point, I'm gonna wait until all the prices basically settle down. I'm actually looking at probably picking up some boxes of Winter Spell.
Smart. That's smart. That one's going at a really good price. It's not crazy at all. Has a lot of very powerful cards that people need in their decks. So
Yeah,
I think that's a great pickup. Until we can figure out what to do with this new set, there's a few cards that are looking really interesting. Eleanor is always just
Yeah.
a powerhouse that was in. Was that in Wildlands at all, or was
Mm,
that Winterspell?
no, that was into the Wildlands.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So, what is the number one deck that you're putting together?
I have two number one decks actually. So,
Ooh.
as previously mentioned, I am actually going to go play Control though. So, traditional Sapphire Amber, which is like, ramp control. But I'm taking a look at that new boosty boys like Ruby Sapphire.
Oh yeah, yeah. That'd be a fun one, Ruby Sapphire. And again, you have a Sapphire deck already, so
Oh no, not
you're going to need all those cards.
oh my mistake. Ruby Amber. Sorry,
Oh, Ruby Amber, yeah.
I
Boosty
apologize.
Boys. It might go Christmas. I do enjoy the power of Powerline. I think that whole mechanic of being able to look at your top four cards, pull out a song, play it for free. Especially, I think Pirate's Life's still in rotation, so it's you have some great anti-aggro tools with Grab Your Bow. You have some good green songs with again with Prince Philip. You don't with that deck you still don't really worry too much about the shift target because you'll keep ramping up because about a third of your deck's songs, a lot of your card draw is not as important as you just start singing songs with Powerline. And you get songs back at a certain point with the two max goofs. The small one gets you like one cheap song back. And if you choose the two cost song that lets you draw two and discard one, that's more card draw. So you get all these other options and yeah, it's a really fun deck with the Mushu. Mushu gives a card draw that initially you had to do with Clarabelle. If you want to shift Clarabelle, it became like a little, a lot of slots. Mushu being evasive and you having the anti-control tools and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm kind of talking myself into Christmas. I think I'm going to have Christmas in July. We'll see. See if I can get enough Mushus in order to pull this combo off.
Yeah. Do you think Red Moon Ritual will actually fit in that deck?
Absolutely. Imagine singing that off of your power line.
Yeah.
Easy. Like, all right, cool. I'm going to sing some other song, like evolution or die, and then pull out a red moon ritual right out of there. Just evaporate some other character,
Yeah.
and
And
you don't even have to have it in your hand.
yeah. And here's the benefit of it though. The reason why people run Let It Go is it's actually served as a removal though. But you have to remember with the Red Moon Ritual, they do not put it into their inkwell exerted. So that basically gives you an
Exactly.
advantage off the top.
Yeah, that really inspired me even more because that's just one more powerful song. And then again with the malicious being scary and Prince Philip,
Yeah.
ooh, that's going to be a really strong control deck. It's going to be so slow, so I'm going to have to figure out some way to speed it up. And I think that Mushu, I have to get four Mushus. That's the only way this deck's going to be successful.
Yeah. Christmas control. I mean, there you go.
Christmas control. No one's going to be expecting it. Oh man, I'm going to have to pick up some more power lines. Oh, let me know when you put your order in. I'll going to add some things to your order, and I'll pay you back.
No worries. Oh my gosh. No, but power lines. Yeah, I've been looking at that card though. I think it totally fits your style, like as far as it goes though.
It's fun nonsense. Who loves things more than fun nonsense? And of course, we could proxy play it. I mean, since there's no unofficial ways to actually play cards you don't own, maybe we'll just write some stuff on the paper like Magic the Gathering players do with their proxies, and play it because I hear it's frowned upon. Speaking of any possible ways, which would be Ravensburger may have to take actions on and removing if there's ways to play these things. So yeah, proxy. There's actually a website for printing proxies, which is really good, and it prints it out for you and just slide it in. Anyways, moving on. How did you do at your pre-release sealed event?
I went, I went freaking. Oh my gosh, I freaking bombed. Okay. When I built this deck from the seal pool though, I was of two minds once again with this one. I'm like, okay, I pulled the best removal in the format, but then everything was all over the place though. So I built a semi poo deck, like a honey dungeon party deck though, kind of though. I did manage to
Oh
actually,
no.
yeah, and I did manage to actually pull one of the gather your friends though, which is like a bomb in this format. So
Yes. Did you get to cast it at all?
uh, that'll come up and actually in another time though. But as far as like the seal pool goes, I was able to get Ruse, I was able to get Owls, I was able to get Kangas. I actually pulled two Kangas though, and I was like, all right. Let me grab all the rest of these songs though. And I managed to actually pull two Blood Moon rituals.
Nice.
And the power of that card is just immense though, because I started basically making my opponents biggies just like disappear from the board left and right though. So let's go over the matches one by one. So the format that we actually played was best of one because they wanted to get us out of there very quickly, which is very merciful. Thank goodness.
Yes.
Because I don't want to deal with people basically just having a heavy lag on a Friday like that though. We wouldn't get in there until 1 o'clock in the morning though. Best of one, so basically I formatted my deck to take advantage of this. So high speedy creatures get threats out as much as possible, and a decent amount of removal package though. So round one, I pair up against my opponent, and I basically have like the Rue Owl combo though, opening hand. So I was like, okay, let's do this though. So I drop Rue, I drop Owl, and I already got an invasive ward with the 1/2 resist, and basically start swinging into him like averaging 2 to 3 quests every single round. He drops he drops his the first duel that I actually saw of the day, which was uh, Darkwing Duck and Launchpad, though. So I was like, oh, I think he's about to eliminate stuff like that. I had two Kangas out. He somehow got rid of my Rude though because he had another previous evasive. Madam Mim, the 1/1 evasive that makes all your non-inkables though,
Yeah.
totally took him out though. Ran him into there. I was like, oh, and then basically he drops that thing though. I top deck Red Blood Moon Ritual though. Basically cast him free off my two Kangas. Got rid of his baddies though, and then he couldn't catch up afterwards.
Nice. Way to go. That sounds like it worked like clockwork. I've been listening to a lot of Mad Drafter and how weak that combo is, how inconsistent. So I'm glad that you were able to pull that together.
I know.
Do you start to see now what I was talking about? That deck is aggro.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think you could run this. You get those owls out there, you get your ruse out there, and you put some more just quick aggro, and you ended up with a some heavy draw at the end with those Kangas being able, both two of them to seeing a second star to the right, being able to draw 5 cards.
Uh-huh.
You can tutor stuff into your hand with Christopher Robin. The Unfortunately, the multi ink. I don't know. You might be get a little lucky with that multi ink Winnie the Pooh, but you could expect it to still quest for 3. That's the stats aren't the worst. Think about it. You might be able to pull it together, and you'll catch people on the back foot. The fact that they'll start seeing the ruse and owl and like, oh, he's going to do some sort of weird mid range stuff that with weak creatures and with a full curve is like, no, I'm going to dump my hand as fast as possible and see if I can keep things alive long enough to draw up to 10 and then hopefully just quest out.
So the way I would actually build that deck now that I actually seen it from both perspectives, though, I would build it like a regular aggro deck, but with the princess package. So you got one CMC Aurora, and then you get the shiftable Aurora that basically no, I can't do that though because it's only
Amber, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't do Amber on that one. So it would actually have to be Amethyst, Sapphire. I could play the Aurora that gives all your other characters ward though in order to protect them from like that kind of stuff though. And then run the standard package of like gather a party and only run one Christopher Robin though, because I don't think he's really game breaking as at a CMC. You only need one of them
Yeah, no,
anyways
I
in that
agree.
deck. So
Yeah.
fill out the rest. I might try experimenting with Tigger though, so in order to get that through.
That's an interesting one. I actually got Tigger in my pre-release, but we'll talk about that later. So how'd the rest of the games go?
As far as the rest of the games though, I basically punted both of them. So
Oh no.
second game, I was able to get everything out up to this certain point though, but I casted both of my rituals to take out his Lilo and Stitch and his Woody and Buzz though. But he followed it up with so much like just hot fire though, because the second round I wasn't able to get my early hits in though, so I was already behind by 5 lore. But then
Yeah.
going through the whole entire process of that though, I started to see my sequencing was very important and what hands to keep though. keep in mind, I did keep the proper ratio of having six uninkables inside my deck in my 40s. So basically, that's like the
Two of
two.
them are Blood Moon too, so
Yeah,
they're very importable and uninkables.
yeah, and the two Ruse and then two. I think it was like I ran a Merlin, which is actually pretty good.
Merlin solid. Yeah, I like Merlin.
That one I punted hard though because basically I played my Hades, which is the new 5/5 ward. I ran
Mm-hmm.
it I ran it in to kill him, and then he actually played like Panic and actually finished it off. I'm like, uh-oh, because that was like my only big guy on there. I had Mei Lin still on the board though, like for that singer up though, and I was waiting for my Sun Yi Spirit to actually come out to the 5/5 temporary shift for two, but I never was able to draw it though. So he was able to out like quest me like into turn 7 and 8, and I was like, okay, you got it.
Yeah. Oh, what about your last game? Did that go a little bit better?
No,
No.
I drew horribly, but this guy had the nuts though. Basically, he sequenced from Mushu into
Ooh.
into into Peter Pan. So he already had like two other characters on the field though. Everything everything had evasive because I was taking on these things with like that new two damage to any chosen character. I was able to cast
Yep.
one Blood Moon Ritual. I was like, okay, I'm hot crap. And then he freaking windmill slams like the Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. I was like, I'm screwed.
That, nope, nope. Peter Pan will do it right there. No, if you didn't save that Blood Moon for that Peter Pan, yeah, that's RNG for you. There are those in this set. I have to say, there's a couple of cards which are game winning if the opponent just isn't lucky enough to have the things that they need for that matchup. And Peter Pan is just absolutely game winning.
No, he got me with that. I was like, okay, well,
Oh.
we're not playing sealed anymore. This is constructed at this point. So I announced it out loud too. I was like, we're playing constructed now. I lose.
So, what do you think as far as that sealed event? Do you think that maybe you should have put more bombs in there? Maybe you should have had dinner beforehand. Maybe you should have really kind of thought through and say like, okay, work a little bit more in sequencing, or was it one of those ones like, hey, it's sealed. Sometimes you're not given all the tools that you need, or just sometimes matchups. You have a good matchup and someone can't do anything about your aggro deck, and sometimes you just have a bad matchup and you run into Peter Pan.
My number one issue was card draw. That's what it was. I didn't have enough card. He had tons of card draw. He was able to successfully connect with Mushu at least 3 times, and I was sitting on one card every single time, and he had no cards in his hand. He was just basically pumping out stuff like crazy, taking out all my characters, casting more characters, and he developed his board. And I was like, all right, Mushu for three, Mushu for one quest. I'm like, well, and Mushu is two quests, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think Mushu quest for two.
Yeah, Mushu quest for two. Let me check. I would like to do a fact check on the spot.
I mean, it's such a powerful card. It's a 3 cost, 3/2 that lets you draw a card and is evasive. Draw multiple cards. Or is it just one card? When it quests, do you draw one, or do you draw catch up to as many cards that your opponent has?
No, you basically you just draw a card if you have less
If
cards.
you have less. Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of like the old 3 cost Clarabelle, 2/3 player,
It's quick.
and you get to draw a card.
Yeah, it's a quest for one though, but still it's powerful. 3/2 evasive, and basically if an opponent has more cards in hand than you, then you draw a card. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Okay. Solid card, gotta say. It's not obscene, but it's still really really good card.
No, it
It's not
actually
not a big card ball for 3 and evasive.
yeah, it patches up actually that weakness that Emerald has though, because like 3 and 4 drops have been notoriously kind of bad for that color in me playing in constructed though. So I think he's gonna be an all-star come constructed.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. Well, what other things? Anything else to say about your run, or did you get any cards that you're really excited about?
I pulled a Woody and Buzz though, which I was able to trade for one important card for one of my constructed decks though. So I was still happy about it though.
Nice, nice. That's always a good, good to build up your decks. Well, for my sealed event, little disappointed with how I did, but what I had in bombs, I lacked in deck because no blood moons, not much in terms of the draw. I had one draw card that came early on, which was the Vine one, where when you challenge another character, you get to draw a card, and then my best cards somehow were the Floodborn cards. All the Vinelings were my most powerful cards. I don't know how, like, my best one cost cards were the Pete. It's a 2/2. Why didn't I have other 2/2s? Don't know. It wasn't an option with mine.
Oh no, pizza
So,
won too, actually.
yeah, well, it's 1/2 Challenger 1.
Yeah,
So,
one
yeah,
two
yeah. And
challenge.
even a full 2/2.
Yeah,
But, Chef doesn't, an artist doesn't blame their tools for what they make.
right.
My first game was played against a really really nice person. Had my game plan. I was like, okay, all I have to do is just keep up with someone just long enough for me to start dropping my bombs. I was able to get the Dash Violet pair, so I was very very excited about there. And I did have like a couple of good cards. Like I had the smaller Violet, the 3/2 resist one for that. She's a good shift target. She's able to hit pretty hard.
Hmm.
Had a little bit of removal with the do 2 damage to every damaged character to finish some things off. Again, the only other 2 direct move removal I had was the piercing attack, deal 2, ignore resist, and then Darkwing Duck, which I was like, all right, at least maybe I can ping some with Darkwing Duck in the next turn. I can do the 2 AoE, but I actually was able to pick off a couple of evasives. I had no evasives in my deck other than the Dash and Violet, and I had no other direct removal. So my alerts were my Robin Hood, which gave all my Floodborn alert. And I was
Yeah.
like, gonna eat this. That was my only alert. So the first game, try to keep up, but they put down a genie, and then I just kept watching that genie quest. Didn't have anything I could do with it. Just like, wow, this genie's going to quest 10 times by itself, and there's nothing I can do.
Oh,
But Genie didn't need to quest that many times because, they play characters, they turn it sideways, and just can't interact with that 3/3 evasive. I did 1 damage with Darkwing, hoping that I could get that AoE or that 2 damage, but I actually inked the 2 damage removal so I could play a 1-drop early game. And hindsight, like, ooh, okay, you know what? Because I had so little removal, I had other cards I probably would want to keep, but that could have been a little bit on me. But if only I could have gotten that Robin Hood out that game to challenge that genie, then I would have been able to stabilize and win. I did get my big hitters. I also had the Maleficent. Every time, all she has to do is exert, draw a card. Really, really good card.
oh yeah.
And I think I did remove the genie at the end with Dash and Violet, but I mean, at that point, you're waiting to turn 8 to remove a genie. I was like, well, they've got enough ink. That's game. So game 2, my deck worked like clockwork. I was Swarm of Floodborns, really being able just to challenge up. I did have the Heart of the Vine, so I could do the 10 cost shift 7, but I inked that. It's fun to think about in my hand, but I was like, no, I actually am going to just win the game, and proceeded to just absolutely control the board, control the game. They had evasives, and every time they had a 1 cost the 3/1 evasive that comes down, and I was able to pick that off with Darkwing Duck,
Hmm.
which was just like one of those, like, oh man, I'm so happy I was just holding on to this card. Yeah, it was one of those times where I just had every single answer that my deck could provide for everything that they put down.
Perfect sequencing. Nice.
Perfect sequencing. And the Woody, I absolutely love that Woody. That's going to be one of my go-to Amber cards because it's better in my mind than the not P, it was the John Silver, that Sliver that turns a character reckless. And like when they're reckless, I was like, okay, you know what? They have to challenge something, which means that if I want to turn something else sideways that turn, I'm going to leave myself vulnerable. But if you turn someone sideways, but they have to quest, which means that, like, okay, that thing's going to only quest for like 1, maybe 2, and then you can set up the perfect challenges against it. And if you have cards that benefit from challenging, it lets you do things on your turn timetable. So reckless characters can also sing songs, which is a thing I use in order to keep my reckless characters safe
Yeah.
in my when I play Christmas. So yeah, that just stops all of that right there. It's like, questing though can't challenge. Have to quest if able to. So just like, all right, cool. That reckless character is going to do nothing that turn, which is great. The last game at first, so the 4 1 drops after my mulligan and my top end. I mulligan 6 cards, so it was two Pete's, Stitch, which no, it was Mike Miskowski, and then I can't remember what the other 1 drop I had. I had all my 1 drops, and then my top end, which was the Vine, Dash, and my Maleficent and Diablo combo, my team. So
Oh, heck
I
yeah.
decided, all right, well, let's try and aggro this down. I just dropped Pete after, and turn 1, I dropped down a Pete. Turn 2, I dropped down Mike Wiskowski Pete, and then I just kept drawing high cost uninkables. And I was like, well, I only have 6 uninkables in my deck. They're all in my hand, except for I could ink Maleficent, which is the cheapest inkable card I have in my hand. Which, or I inked the Vine, so that was my turn 2 ink. Because like, no, that's not gonna happen with this hand. Yeah, and then not do anything on turn 3 and 4. Believe it or not, you cannot win a game that way
Mm-mm.
on
No.
sealed. It's so yeah. Even with my fun swarm of all right, let's try and aggro this down. I got really fast, really ahead. And, really put the pressure on. I got a 2 cost item on turn 4 to play. Oh yeah, that the item. And I was like, oh, I'd be able to draw cards, which would have been great. And then turn 5, oh, I can finally play a character again. Here's a cheapest character I have in my hand. Yeah, so it was one of those ones. You draw, you win some with the draws, you lose some with the draws. I was, who knows if I could have probably played that a little bit better, but that was I was probably destined just to like going to take an L on that. So had a lot of fun though. I don't think that otherwise, as far as deck building, I completely underestimated a few cards going into there. I like the Woody. I was not thrilled to take because it was felt a little understated, but playing him out, fell in love with that card. The bloom that lets you draw after challenge in the second game where I just controlled everything. I drew so many cards. I drew 6 cards off that thing.
Yeah.
And that it's easy to find 1 ink sometimes in sealed just because you have gaps in your curve from time to time. I would I kind of like the floodlings too. They're fun. The synergy's neat. They're weak though.
Yeah.
I don't think they could build a constructed deck around them. I don't think that they'll probably do anything with the the Vinelings next set either. But they're fun to do in sealed. They're actually like, I was really just completely going to say like, oh, this is just a trash combination. There's no way you can pull this any interesting thing out with it. And even I even had to put the Floodling Mulan. That's how bad my deck was. The 4-3 for 4. That all it does is puts an item back in your hand. But the Challenger +2 that she got, and then the +2 attack from the Floodling Gaston. I was like, okay, you know what? It's actually kind of fun. It was a good time, even though it was a weak deck. So I had a great time. I can't wait till I'm going to do another one tomorrow. Hopefully get some things. I didn't get any of the cards I was really, really, really hoping for. Like you, I was hoping to get some honey characters. I got the Dash and Violet, but I don't think I'm going to build that superhero deck. I might. I liked last set. We talked about Red Silver. I think that I felt that was the color to do superheroes, but you needed the draw from purple. I don't know. Maybe the nice little push that they got, card advantage, and a couple of other things. You might be able to do a red steel superhero deck that's actually pretty solid now.
Yeah, this is the great thing about this game because to be perfectly honest, the color combinations and the themes and basically if you're going to go franchise, by franchise though, you could actually do it with these different decks though. For instance, a deck that kind of popped out is the Ruby Amber boosties though. Sully and Boo. I've actually immediately taken that out like twice in the sealed events though. Very powerful card because you have to take it out right away before anything else happens as far as it goes though. Because I was able to take out Blood Moon Ritual though, and it has the ability to bring it back though. Fortunately for
What
me,
color is Sully in Boo?
oh,
It's Ember Ruby, right?
yeah, it's Amber Ruby.
Yeah.
So when it dies, basically, you can play the cards under it for free though. So
Yeah.
luckily for me, he didn't have Sully because that is the powerful part of the combo. That's actually in this new constructed deck though. Because when Sully comes into play, there's Bodyguard, and then he could grab a creature from discard, and
Okay.
basically the cycle repeats.
I like the 3 cost Boo too.
Yeah,
The 3 cost that rush and just evaporate a character.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I plan on putting that into my Christmas deck as a it's a solid 3 drop,
Mhm.
and in my opinion, it's better than that Prince Philip. You'll still be able to control a lot. Really scare people from turning anything sideways. They'll turn sideways things once, and then you finally have a rush character that is strong enough to spook someone to go like, okay, maybe I don't want to do that again.
That's kind of a shame that Boo is not a countermeasure for Mushu though. There seems to be like a lot of cards that are probably going to need to answer Mushu in the future.
Yeah, there's a few. I could see
Red Alert.
Red Alert. That's one. Steel. I think is Bash still in. I think Bash is still in.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot. I think probably a lot of steals. Angel's able to pick off Mushu for the pinking for 2.
Oh yeah.
Steel's going to prey on that deck.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. So there is a natural enemy for it. Okay, that's good.
But toys are. Oh no. I hope we don't get into the same rock paper scissors. All the things that beat dogs last time, which was Steel, was beat by Blurple, and then Blurple was always beat by dogs. So no, the Steel players end up usually making it because they're constantly hit by Blurple for some reason. Dogs players are just paired with other dog players, so all the dog players make it through, and then the Steel people, you don't have Steels at the top end just to remove them. So
Yeah. It's vicious.
who knows?
It's a vicious
It
meta
is.
right now. No, but it's a fun meta. I'm starting to see all these decks pop up though. How good did it
I'm
feel to actually play one of those dual cards though when you put it on the battlefield?
Great, and I
Yeah.
don't even feel like I need to shift them. Like they're
Yeah.
as shift, they're good, and of course you're at a card disadvantage to shift, which matters a lot more because of the lack of card draw
Yeah.
in sealed. But they feel like they do stuff, and I have to say the old dual inks just very few of them actually had that good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, like my opponent when he played Tinkerbell and Peter Pan on me. So felt really good
You
for him
know
though.
that is one of those S tier cards that happen from set to set. If I was to make a league tournament and someone had pulled out, I was like, you know what? Sorry, that card's banned in
Yeah.
this sealed event.
Yeah.
So
It's ridiculous though. No, but all in all, like this sealed event was it was great though. Like the energy was great. Everybody's positive though. You know, you got your small marketplace going on because people are trading for new cards and building new get decks. It's like, the proper economy because that's one of my favorite things to do. I open new cards and I hope somebody's looking for them so I can build, my next constructed deck, which is very important thing that people need to understand though. When you it's like, why do you attend the sealed event though? It's not just to look at cards or just to play the game though. You basically have to connect with your community through these events though. You start to get to know. You know how many people he introduced me to? I remember all their names though. They seem like really great people. Shout out to ABC man. Like he's the guy who traded me the Ohana Meets Family that I needed for my deck. I was like, okay, this is
yeah.
great. No, but the main reason why you should actually attend these sealed events, though, like on a constant basis, because you start seeing the same faces, is because you start connecting with the people that you play with, though. You start exchanging strategies. And on top of that, that's where the core of any like community is, so, like playing any TCGs whatsoever, though, that you want to develop, though. Friendships, alliances, rivals, everything. All the love and drama that life has entailed, though, within the TCG community, though, very positive in Lorcana. So I'm very
All
impressed.
right. I guess we have to take a step back, look at it at a high level. Was this a successful release for Ravensburger or not?
100% yes.
I absolutely agree too. I think that they did a great job of there's enough product out there for a lot of people to get this, just being able to get some stuff. Stores have been doing a good job of I don't want to say rationing, but not just letting the people who pre-release and bulk order. There's a slow drip of making sure that boxes and packs are available. There's the things that people are excited for scalpers to hit that is not getting in the way of people being able to play. And I think the set's fun, especially from a sealed standpoint. This was a really, really fun set. We'll wait to have to see how the meta shapes up to see if this was a good set, but it's been fun so far. What about for you, Roy?
Uh, I would like to first state that the local gaming store is the centerpiece of any sort of community whatsoever, though. So shout out to Game Castle and shout out to Marco for running an awesome event, though. Like everything was done accordingly. Everybody opened up their packs though, and everybody was very self-sufficient. So they were just like, we're doing this, we're doing that. We're gonna do best of one, get you guys out of here though, and just have you enjoy your knockdown drag out battles though. It's great.
Yeah.
You should always attend these sealed events though, because it gives you an opportunity to not only play with really great cards though, but to play with really great people.
It helps the game stores. Absolutely.
Right.
It's great to do it at home, buy your packs and stuff, but being there to show like, hey, this game store is a popping game store. People, you can use your knowledge, your expertise to introduce someone to it, and you'll be surprised. People like to hear your opinion. That's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know how many former Magic players I ran into that last night? There was like, I bumped into so many. It was like, yeah, I used to play Commander and all this stuff. Though I'm like, oh, geez, I'm not the only one though. So we might be start seeing a trend here pretty soon.
I'll be very interested, especially with all the stuff coming from Commander. Oh man, can you imagine a Commander mode
Bite your
for?
tongue. No, I don't want.
Okay. Anyways,
I don't want that to come to Lorcana. Come on, man.
You can comment below if you thought this was a successful release or not. Did you get the products you needed? Did you think that you had the people to play against that made the game fun? Or was this one of those ones where people were a little bitter about how the games went? I'm very curious if this was just a local phenomenon or if this was actually something that is kind of happening pretty spread out.
Agreed. All right, Chris. You know what time it is for, right?
Oh, it's time to open up a cold one.
That's right.
I've got my winning pack for my one game I won. Yeah, let's open up and see if this winning pack. Okay, if you could open one thing in this pack, what would your pack have in it?
Winnie the Pooh and
Winnie the Pooh
and Piglet. I mean, that's like my chase right now.
My chase is going to be, oh man, I've always been Family Magical, but I hate the color combination of Amber Sapphire for Family Magical. I think it's the worst combo.
It should be Amethyst Sapphire.
Oh god, Amethyst Sapphire would be such a good combo.
Yeah.
It'd be so good and so fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say my chase before I look at it, I kind of like the Belle and Beast. The combo's so stupidly powerful, but so slow, but so good. And that Belle you can shift one turn early on.
Yeah.
That'd be my chase. See that combination. All right.
It's
here we
certain
go.
it's certain that's the sun, so.
Yep. So, Launchpad. Man, I could have used that alert. Best friends assemble.
Besties assemble. Love it. Mulan? Raw. I don't. Okay, Fleet of Dwarf Flam.
Try to say that 3 times fast.
Exactly. Wilfred or Winifred.
That's a good 6-drop.
Willie the Giant. Morph.
I should have gotten that during that one too.
That's Todd. Yeah, Todd is actually a pretty good card too in sealed.
Yeah.
Charles Muntz. Okay.
Ooh, nice. Gain some up.
Lilo Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch.
Love it. And
a Vine Pod.
Foil Bind Pod. Love it.
Okay.
That was a very decent pack.
Yeah. 2 super rares. Unless it's Lilo and Stitch does resist support. Okay. It's pretty good. Gotta say.
That's like
pretty good.
That's the one with support and evasive?
No, resist.
Resist. Okay.
So yeah, try and take that out as it's boosting, and there's a couple of good shift targets for it. So
yeah, right on. Okay, open up a cold one at this end. Okay, so I'll go right here. Okay, starting with this Piglet,
Kinga,
Kinga,
Pain, Potato. I love that card. I love it so much. Ooh.
Rude.
Man.
Yes,
Hades.
I love Hades.
Rabbit.
The Paladin. Oh,
Aladdin.
Aladdin. Taken by the man. Oh,
Beauty and the
Beast.
Beast. Noise.
Certain as the sun.
Oh, and King Louis.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Well, I think we've successfully solved this week's league night. I need to start building some decks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My boxes come in tomorrow. I'll really know what I've got. I think I've sold myself on Christmas though. I think I'm really, 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 really going to choose some Christmas. Man, this Todd is interesting.
Yeah.
What are the Christmas colors right now?
Christmas colors, they're mostly like, well, red is like good for removal and like challenging and stuff. So, but green's kind of like in an odd area. So I think it was missing like a mid-range stuff though, but I think they're going towards the discard range or anything like that. At least with this set though, they were going. Green and steel were like basically Rapunzel discard and
Under
stuff.
the Sea is still in.
Hmm.
That's interesting. I could use Wreck-It Ralph. That's a really good control card.
No, just go with the original Powerline plan.
Powerline play. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what to add to it. I need to put in Attack of the Vine now.
Hmm.
Red Moon Ritual. That's gonna be so good. I need to remove those other cards. That's the wrong sets. Maui Whale. Maui Whale and blue and with Sapphire. Such a good combination. Buzz Lightyear, take charge. When you play this character, you may return an action card cost 7 or less from your discard to your hand. So it's chosen draw.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
yeah. It's a lot of God. What they used to call it back in the day, though.
Tutoring.
Yeah, not tutoring. Basically, faithless looting. That's what it is. That's what it reminds me of. The draw two, discard one, and stuff like that. So basically, it's like sifting.
Yeah.
Playing stuff and playing stuff from discard actually has really good synergies too.
Oh, that's what they do with the duelings on this one. It's up. Disgusting.
Yeah, the Christmas colors.
Bullshit.
Yeah, the Christmas colors actually are locations. That's the
I
thing.
forgot. Yeah.
It's Russell, man.
Mulan Elite Archer is still here. Of course, there's Max Goof, John Silver. I don't have any John Silvers yet. Wait, that's really set 9? Wow.
Yeah, Chris. I think you should stick to the power line play and see what you could actually fill in for that one, though.
Yeah, I probably should start with the lower inks, figure out what my gap is.
Hmm.
Dash, dash, dash. Mr. Incredible. Grab your bow. Gotta have that. It's a good song. Headless Horseman. I've been seeing enough of that. Pain in my butt. What does it cost these days? $16, $17. Mushu for 3. That's going to be great. Got some. Oh, we're done. We're done. Thank you for joining us for another League Night.
Be sure and like and subscribe, and please let us know down in the comments how your pre-release went. We'd like to know.
See you. Bye.